the true discovery lies within us, and credit will go to myself and by relationship you two for what we have found here. I want that to be clear.
And of course, River has her skills and you have yours. It's just this might happen to be one of her skills is history and, nerdy magic stuff, reading.
I mumble under my breath, or I speak into Rudy's mind. Thank you, Rudy.
You're welcome.
It's just making me feel so loved.
Joe, did you say you had a +0 to Arcana?
No. I said that I won't waste time with arcane knowledge. I know all that it needs to be known. It is the true. It is about looking forward, not behind, where the next evolution of magicians occur. And even then, these sorcerers are behind in their knowledge, for they do not know the power that Bruce has bestowed upon me.
And I looked at Bruce, just like.
And he's cleaning himself.
Does he know everything? And now I'm talking to the cat.
Yeah, the cat's licking its butt.
Get a good clean in.
So, the question is, what information would you like to share with River? What would you like to ask her, and how? Now that you had some time to recuperate, and level up, River is expecting to have a debrief with you about what happened these past couple days and find out the status of how things are going.
I am willing to share the tablets. She must be brought in to understand them. Although I fear that it may be something that requires us to go back and learn more.
Back to Ashathan? I mean, we still have our mission. We never. We fought a Duchess mockery, it seems.
Essentially, her voice.
There was her voice, and there was the watery creature that we did fight. But that was not the Duchess. That was an image, a projection, it seems. I mean, I don't know much about how magic works, but I might know more than others. So that's my good.
Are you looking right at me?
I was looking right at you.
I'm sorry, I was off in another world.
So what's the verdict then?
Let's bring the tablets to River and play them in full to her.
Okay.
We'll give her a full report about what we saw, I guess, and where we're at. Mission.
All right. So one morning, after a few days, you gather together in the morning in the private room that you have in the Kraken Manor. The Kraken Manor being one of the finer hotels that are located in the port city of Dransmond. River has some tea and coffee and some scones brought in to go over the debrief. They're very, very, very well made, and there's some honey and some cinnamon to go with the scones, and some really nice butter as well. The coffee is delicious. The tea, various flavors are available. And so you sit in the common room on the settees that are arranged there, and River comes out into the room. River is a tiefling mage. She's short, in her mid-20s, and she always wears this very practical yet professional attire, with her sort of a purple jacket and with a high collar. And she's left her pouches and pockets all in her room, and she's come back in this time with several notebooks and several things and several other arcane notepads with her, including a quill that writes on its own. River herself, of course, as you all know, wears 5 rings on her right hand, and she has flowing blue hair with the brown horns and speckled brown skin. As you prepare to debrief, she turns around and you see her incanting. She asks for a little bit of prep time, and you see her incanting 2 spells as you prepare to debrief her. The first spell that she casts is Arcane Lock on the front door, and the second spell that she casts is Private Sanctum. And she says, we can never be too cautious.
I appreciate the candidness this year.
All right. It looked like you had a really, really rough time up there. But I think that you might have found something valuable at the same time. Do you want to show me what you found?
Wrath, could you?
Yes, these totally undecipherable tablets, even by the most powerful mages, and present the tablets that we found in the ruins. They play back a mysterious message from a far traveler.
River is completely silent as she listens to the tablets for the first time, and then immediately once the tablets finish, she says, and the second time around, she is frantically writing.
Roll my eyes.
We were unable to make any sense of what is being said here. It sounds very important. If I were to be of use as an investigator, I would tell you that these are probably the most important clue that we have found so far to figuring out what is going on with these elven ruins. And it makes me keen to find further elven ruins to try to decipher if there's more than one message, or if there is in fact more clues hidden within the elves and their ancient homes. Do you think this links to anything going on in Aschaffen or Dransmund or any of the horrors that we faced, or is this separate entirely?
Whether or not it is related, it is significant. All I can say is that it's par for the course for research teams in the academy. You set out searching for one thing and end up finding another. As long as you've got something that you can publish in the end, well, you know, you might not get your funding cut. But this definitely follows under the umbrella of things we were not looking for at all. When we came here, our project was to find out where Delirium is being shipped to outside the academy, or why there might be monsters and what might be going on beyond. The academy is in a bit of a difficult position right now because there's more and more, shall we say, tension in the grand political scheme of things, particularly with our involvement in Drakenheim and how things have shook out, particularly with the Silver Order. We need you three to be working towards helping the situation so that people don't think that the Amethyst Academy were the ones responsible for what happened in Drakenheim. This doesn't help us with that, but it still might be important.
Do you have any information that you can give us about the names suggested in this cryptic message? There was Arcadia, Eventide, and was it Zoltar?
Voltar, Banemoon.
Do these mean anything to you?
Voltar Banemoon means nothing to me at all. Eventide, there have been Eventides that have been part of the Amethyst Academy for generations, so that's interesting.
That is interesting.
The name Acadia, well, it's a bit obscure, but Acadia is sometimes spoken about by elves in relation to the world that they came from. It's known for a while that the elven people aren't of our world, that they came from somewhere else, that they crossed through somehow. The strange thing about it is that very few elves talk about why, and amongst those that I've been close to, most of them are actually a bit hesitant to admit that they don't know.
So potentially generations that have been brought up here in Drakenheim and they've forgotten where they come from?
I mean, elves live a really long time. And, we, amongst humans, we have a good sense of our history stretching back a couple thousand years. And so to think that the elves who live 10 times as long wouldn't have some sort of understanding of where they came from, I mean, that's always seemed a little weird to me. But,
Convenient, I guess, for them.
They're hiding something.
You mentioned before that you want us to help make people think that the Academy didn't have anything to do. Did the Academy have anything to do?
The Academy had nothing to do with what happened in Drakenheim. Nobody knows why that happened. Nobody knows where it came from. Nobody knows where this delirium has come from at all. The only thing, and if anything, the Amethyst Academy was affected just as much as anybody else. The meteor went right through one of our towers, one of the most important and critical few places that the Academy has in the entire continent. And so people that say, oh, well, the Academy, well, no, the people that died there, the research that was set back, the things that were changed. I mean, fortunately, we have been able to access the tower now, but it's a mess, frankly. That tower had archives of research, forbidden magic, vaults containing creatures that just should not be. And making sure that all that is working order, it's going to be decades, maybe years even, maybe even a century before the tower is even close to being able to do what it used to do.
I guess there's the coincidence is that we hear this. You mentioned there's eventides in the Academy. There's an eventide on this mystical tablet. Are there eventides still at the Academy that you could check in with?
The last eventide in the Amethyst Academy was the former Archmage of Drakenheim. But she retired before the meteor struck and died about maybe 30 years before. So maybe 30 years ago. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I actually don't know much about her. She was part of the Directorate, and to be perfectly honest, the Directorate, they're far above my pay grade, to be honest.
Well, maybe it's something that someone in the higher up, we can pass this knowledge along. Maybe it'll help the Academy make sorts of, what's going on with delirium, since there might be a connection there. Who knows?
It's possible. I can definitely bring it to Eldrick and see what he thinks of it. It feels like, thinking of what Eldrick would do, he would say we don't have all the facts yet. And he always used to say that if you don't understand something, it means you're missing a piece of information.
There is more, River. We found a ancient scrying machine. And it told us things about the world, the the surrounding region, I can almost put together that it was some kind of machine to watch out for. If anything, Rudy, I know that the connection seems vague, but maybe there was someone ancient working for the Academy trying to warn, or if anything, the Academy might have been the first on it. Although, again, we do not have all the facts.
Well, I will say that it seems important that we uncover the truth of this matter. And the truth seems to be linked to the Elven ruins. And, I mean, rule number 30, truth always has a way of coming out. And so, I say we press on this truth. Now, there is still the mission at hand. We did not succeed in our mission, River. Things got dire and we had to retreat, and I hope you understand that. The Duchess is still at large.
But from what you said, it seems like this creature has an interest, was occupying the ruins where you found these tablets.
So this is the interesting thing. Delirium, the Duchess, the Elven ruins. I'm not one to bank on coincidence. I think that there is more to this than mere chance. And I think it's worth investigating. Now, the question becomes, we're still on the hunt for the Duchess. We fought something, and it was horrible. But what we fought was a false Duchess. The Duchess is still somewhere near Ashhaven. So too is that Elven ruin, the lighthouse. What do you think our next move should be?
This Duchess creature must be destroyed. There's no doubt about that. We have to find it. We have to destroy it. But where it seems an unknown. Perhaps there's a way of drawing it out.
We killed many of its followers, those that it had converted beyond help.
But more so, if it wasn't residing in that cove from Ashhaven we're going, it might have a lair somewhere else. This Duchess is an aquatic creature? Yes?
Seems to be.
Why would it live anywhere near land?
So it's likely somewhere in the bay. Do you think, Rudy, Wrath, even River, if you have any advice on this, but do we think that perhaps the lighthouse might hold more clues to unravel this mystery that could help us triangulate or pinpoint a location within the bay? There's a large portion of the bay covered in deep haze, which I suspect could all be potentially the lair of this beast, but the bay is large, the water is deep. We could be hunting with our blind. We could be hunting blind for hazy contamination. Does it make sense to go to the ruins of the lighthouse first, or to hunt the Duchess?
If this creature is underwater, is dwelling somewhere, what does it want? Where does it go? Is there a way that we could draw it out? Perhaps lure it into a trap?
You know, come to think of it, it has been, well, it feels like months ago now. There was a lieutenant, a figurehead, somebody that the Duchess trusted, who was in the lighthouse, I believe. There was, when we fought those fish in the sewers of Dransman, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, again, it's been a few days, I believe that it was hinted at that there was another name, a creature in the lighthouse who worked for the Duchess.
Cardinal?
Cardinal? It's not much to go on, and I mean, it was an offhand comment by, what was her name?
Buckum.
There were a lot of
Priestess Cookie.
Yes.
Oh, Cookie, yeah.
There was a lot of fish with weird names. They gave out more weird names, but they did say a weird name, and they said that they were at the lighthouse. Perhaps capturing and questioning?
There was a connection that Cookie did mention to the lighthouse with the Cardinal, but we didn't have much information to go on now, and right now it's our only lead to potentially find some information versus, just digging around in the cove.
If this creature has dispatched a minion to the lighthouse, it means the creature is interested in it for some reason.
Well then, I say it makes sense. There's always a trail to follow. That's rule number 6. And if we're going to follow a trail, the trail seems to actually be most leading to the lighthouse, where we might be able to uncover more about the Duchess.
My advice, it is fortuitous. It seems that this Duchess creature is interested in this elven tale for some reason. It might be that what you've discovered is some sort of fixation of this creature, some sort of interest. Beware of how it might be using this knowledge for... You said this creature had some sort of magical capabilities. Perhaps it is seeking some sort of knowledge about the elves, or some sort of magic that they had buried away.
And us and the Duchess have something in common.
I think with their connection to the ruins where we found the ritual happening, doesn't surprise me that she's looking at this. Potentially become stronger, or some connection to the delirium.
Yes, the seeing glass that we found, the magical, what did you call it, Raph? A scrying machine?
Yes, it seems to be some sort of machine capable of replicating the scrying spell, which I remember from school, so that's important that we noticed that.
Raph, that was found right next to the Duchess, or the cove where the ritual was being performed, so there were elven ruins in the cove as well.
Now, those that did partake in the ritual it was Rudy that discovered a almost untouched portion of these caves that led to this ruin. It seemed to be almost trapped in time. My hope is that the lighthouse is of similar nature.
Did these creatures have the elven devices in their possession?
No, the elven devices, the tablets, were picked off of elven statues within the ruins. Now, they were there, right in the cove, but it is possible that they listened to them and put them back. It seems, once again, too big of a coincidence that the Duchess would be linked to the lighthouse and the cove with the ruins.
Well, 1 hour.
That's
Strange.
The other
Strange
tablet
indeed.
we found was back in the swamp, was it not? The first ruin that we investigated? That's where we found the first tablet. No?
I don't think that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
The all 3 were from.
Oh,
Yeah.
all 3 were... Okay.
At the thin place, it was very similar in feeling, that underground temple that almost forgotten its true purpose. It seems that these are connected, these two places, in some other way.
River, I think it makes sense that we head back to Ashshafen. Head back into those elven ruins. Now, if we are going to do that, I would ask for any aid that you can offer us in terms of preventing further contamination. And I would also ask, with your resources, that you look to it to try to locate any other potential elven ruins that might be around Westmar, as this could be
What
important
kind of
for us.
food is
I have been looking
transported
into that. There are
a truck like that.
many
What the
possible
hell?
sites that could be explored.
Food tankers.
There's not a lot of people that we can send to do
Jelly.
it, to look through them. That's the only trouble.
Well, sounds like a job for the Dustmans.
Indeed. Well then, you have your work cut out for you. You can each roll a d4, and this is how much we... So, technically, I'm having you each roll a d4 because it's fun, but you guys can pool these resources however you see fit.
4.
1. Oh.
Okay, so you get 9 potions and scrolls.
Do you guys want to give me one
Make it
each?
3 each.
Yeah.
For each?
Okay. What do you want to take?
Right away, I'm going to go with an Aqua Aspergo.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a potion of... What level healing can I get?
You can get a potion of greater healing.
Alright, so I'm going to get 1 Aqua Aspergo, 1 potion of greater healing. Can I get a potion of invisibility?
But I believe a potion of invisibility is a very rare item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll take 2 potions of greater healing and a potion of Aqua Aspergo.
Cool.
I am going to take a greater healing, an Expurgo, and then I think...
And remember, you can take spell scrolls as well.
Well,
What
you
was the
guys-
one where I got where it was it haste?
Yeah.
Was that what I had with the Chungus and...
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can, a rare spell scroll is a spell of up to 5th level.
Alright. I'm gonna look up what that was, but it's
Okay.
that one.
Yeah, I think that's haste, so you want greater healing, and all that?
Greater healing, Expurgo, and
Mhm.
that one haste, I think.
River says this, I want you to know that these are the resources that I can provide to you through our connections in the Academy. But, if you do have gold, I can connect you with the sales department, and you can buy things as well, if you need anything. Wrath, you'll understand this. The Edicts of Lumen mean that we have to observe a strict standard of mercantile neutrality under the tenets of the Edicts of Lumen.
I understand this.
That means that we can give you lots of things, but anything that we are going to sell, I can't just give that to you. It would be a violation of the Edicts of Lumen. So, if there are things that you would like to purchase in addition, I can put you in touch with our merchants, and if you do want to purchase more things, that's possible.
I also get a discount. I have a discount card, and we can apply that, I believe.
The Edicts of Lumen literally, quite literally don't allow discounts.
Guys, I've got a really good deal. 100 gold for a potion? Let me talk to them. So I got it for 100 gold.
No, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. There's a sibling moment.
We're going into the woods. We found lots of gold.
You realize that you just got thousands of gold worth of potions for free.
And we've got you tablets. I feel like that is a fair trade. These are very ancient tablets, and they look really old, and they still play the message, so that means that they're in good condition.
I don't think we should sell these tablets
To pay for my Aqua Expurgo needs.
Yeah. If there is, we can buy the delirium off of you, if you have any, or any otherwise.
We keep
Yeah.
track of that? Did you keep track of that?
Yeah, have you guys found any delirium? I don't know if you have.
I feel like we did.
It's been a little
The
while.
ritual.
Everything not saved is lost, you guys. You gotta take.
We did find a lot of gems, like valuable gems, in the caves structure as well. We have a pretty good pool of gold, but for now, I think with just a few of these resources, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. Couldn't possibly be as bad
We
as
blew,
last
we
time.
blew our wad on Wilhelm's Gold too.
Yeah,
And,
so that cost us
A greater healing is 20, right? 20 healing?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. 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 So if you do want to buy anything else when you are in Dransmond, basically, River says that like the Duke has a court mage assigned to him from the Amethyst Academy, and that court mage would actually be the one that you would go to purchase things from the academy, because River doesn't do that. She doesn't do any of the mercantile stuff. It's like that's not her department, right?
Before we set out, how are the horses? Are they good? You're taking care of them.
Yes.
Thank you.
You smash cut to the horse is like in a stasis field.
Well,
I will follow suit and also take some Aqua Expurgo, a greater healing potion, and
should we take a parchment operations? You don't want to make a choice for it.
yeah. What is the? Does River have access to or is that something I would talk to the Sacred Flame? Or is that the Falling Fire? I mean.
Although at the outset of the Drakenheim campaign, this spell is only known to the followers of the Falling Fire, espionage has happened, and the Amethyst Academy has access to the spell now.
Well done. I feel like maybe I try to take some credit for it, even though I had no idea that this happened. I probably had something to do with it. I'll take one of those, if possible, as our moment.
Okay, cool. She does say that yes, if you do want to purchase more Academy equipment, you can seek out Sundar Stormgale, who is a Dragonborn evoker that oversees the. He is located in Dransmond, and he is basically the court mage for the Duke, as well as the local Academy broker. So meeting with him you can purchase Academy equipment from him.
What's his name?
Sundar Stormgale.
Cool. Woo.
Well, sounds like back to the heat of it.
How many days off did we get essentially from the time that we returned?
6. It's been 6 days.
So would that be enough to get rid of both levels of exhaustion?
Yeah, you get rid of 1 per day.
Okay, great.
Feeling as good as new.
I'm also going to change up my spell storing ring a little bit. I still have some ointment. I'm ready.
I have
To
one
send-
point
Alrighty.
potions. Let's.
Hello,
So-
Tamara.
Are we taking a boat there, or are we walking or horsing?
I'll swim.
We are going to the lighthouse, which
Yeah,
is
have a nice
on
day.
the water, no?
True, we can
Yes,
avoid
here
all
on
of
the West
Ashapin
Coast,
and any
so
other
you're
crazy
a few
villages
hours
by
behind
just
me.
sailing straight for the lighthouse.
River has made arrangements to make sure that you have access to a boat that you can sail out there.
Is it a rowboat like last time? So we just make Rudy do it?
No, because you're going to go out on the water, it does have a sail.
I just picked up a filter pump so I can
Did you see those
install
doors
it
come
extra
out of the
on my
bottom?
hot tub so it will
You're
clean the water better. And then I can myself with the normal thingy, what you call it.
When would you like to set
Yeah.
out?
I think.
Thing you just swipe around the water, it's much better with the filter pump.
We wish to speak to this Academy Mage. I know we have garnered many resources. Although
Only maybe
do we look
1
for more
month left,
Oxford, or do we
then
plan on
it will
coming
start
back?
getting much warmer.
we do
in
end up
March.
facing quite the challenge ahead of
That
us.
will be nice.
If we do end up going to the lighthouse, which seems to be within some kind
The
of
forecast
haze,
for tomorrow
but
is
also
around
if we
4 to
plan
5
to
Celsius
seek the
plus,
Duchess
so it,
before returning,
hopefully the last snow is
we
gonna
may require more
go
resources
away, yes.
if we are to.
Especially if it's sun as well.
It's true.
But then again, February can be a treacherous month.
Which means that we might want additional aqua escargo and healing. At least for me, that's
fuck
what I
you, me?
to get. So why don't
Think
we
ahead.
go talk to Mr. Stormdale?
Sure.
Bayern Schmackwerk driving.
The River lets you know that if you want to get him at the best
I guess they're
opportunity,
nice cars.
in the early
just
morning
a
and
bit
late afternoon,
overpriced.
a couple times per week, Sundar Stormgale comes from the Duckle Palace down to the Duckle Markets in Dransman.
I think I'm gonna
where
change lane.
where basically he does the business of the Amethyst Academy, right? So there's a lot of trade that goes through here, and so he comes out and operates basically in the market, making specific deals. So she gives you the information of where to find him. Basically, there's a in Dransmond, in more of the heart of the city, there is this large open stone plaza that is surrounded by a high kind of
Something
plastered.
happened on the road. Let's see. Radio.
Alt du lytter til. Dette er NRK Trafikk. Her får du de viktigste meldingene fra ditt distrikt. Har du trafikkorsning aktivert på bilradioen, holder vi deg oppdatert uansett hvilken NRK-kanal du lytter til. Dette er NRK Trafikk. Her får du de viktigste meldingene fra ditt distrikt. Har du trafikkorsning aktivert på bilradioen, holder vi deg oppdatert uansett hvilken NRK-kanal du lytter til.
What? Nothing at all?
Dette er NRK Trafikk. Her får du de viktigste meldingene fra ditt distrikt. Har du
Terracotta
So it's
ceiling
only a lot of
buildings
cars.
that every day it becomes a high marketplace. So this is not the marketplace where the common folk go to buy food or fish. This is the marketplace where the various high-end traders that are coming through Dransmond are here to sell the stuff that you can't get anywhere else. And so the way the market is built is that it is this roughly C-shaped building with terracotta roofs and several arched niches that are open air that surround the area. So essentially each vendor can rent one of these niches and set up whatever they want to do, or they can get stalls out in the middle. And so Sundar, so as you head through the market, it's very easy actually to find where Sundar has set up his operation, because there is a large shield guardian which towers over the stalls in the marketplace that is cracking its metallic and wooden knuckles and kind of being this small beacon for folks that want to trade with the Amethyst Academy. And as you come up to the area, you can actually see that that in the air around this open air market are glowing runes that are on the walls. That are kind of bristling, and the runes are the shape of the Academy rune, which is a pentagram with an unblinking eye. And as you come up to the place where Sundar Stormgale is, the eye in the rune is darting around, looking at everybody that is walking through the vicinity. But the area is rather unadorned. There is a stone table, and Sundar Stormgale is sitting there, and there are several Academy apprentices out front, and you see that Sundar Stormgale is speaking with somebody, but you can't hear anything. So he's sitting there at a table speaking with this piratey looking man. And the man, and as the man puts things on the table, they become blurry. And so the man is speaking with Sundar, pulls out a bag, puts things on the table, and whatever's there just becomes this blur of color. And you see Sundar Stormgale miming back, and he reaches down, puts something on the table, which also blurs out. And everyone else around this seems to find this completely unremarkable.
Are they pretending to talk? Like, are you pretending to talk right now? Are you just... What's happening? They're moving their mouths. Is this a game? I join in. I like come near them and I start going.
Maybe something to hide their intentions.
One of the apprentices, a young gnome, starts buckling over with laughter as you're miming yourselves, and the gnome says, "Don't you know? It's a privacy veil. It's how we do all of our business here."
Why would I know that?
I knew that, and I chose not to reveal it.
Raph, now you're making me make a fool of myself.
It's what you do. I attempt to enter the shop.
The apprentices ask you to wait till Sundar finishes his existing business.
Sorry.
Which
One in, one
concludes
out.
only a few minutes later. And as you step in, Sundar Stormgale, who is this broad-chested and deep crimson-scaled dragonborn man, with a big mane of fins coming out the back of his head and a thick scaled tail, and he wears this kind of cut of robes of the Amethyst Academy, and he speaks out, "Ah, you're River's brother, aren't you? You're the ones working with River, right? She
Yes,
told me that you might be coming around to shop. All right. What do you need? Now remember, we can't do anything under the table, you understand?"
Over the table only.
Yes, Sundar, we have been informed. River has sent us this way to purchase some goods before our next expedition.
Very well. That said, I can open the stores that we would only sell to a duke for you, so that's something.
That's mighty appreciated.
Okay. This is what is available that Sundar Stormgale currently has available. He has a bag of holding for 500 gold, goggles of night for 500 gold, an immovable rod for 500 gold, a wand of magic missiles for 500 gold, gauntlets of ogre power for 1,000 gold, a headband of intellect for 1,000 gold, a cloak of protection for 1,500 gold, a wand of fireballs for 5,000 gold.
Why should I listen to
and
Britney
glamored
Spears?
studded leather armor for 5,000 gold. In addition, he has potions of greater healing for 100 gold each, potions of water breathing for 100 gold each, and
That's a random
potions
comment.
of resistance of any energy type for 250 gold each, potions of superior healing for 500 gold,
Holy
and
shit.
doses of aqua expurgo and scrolls of purge contamination for 500 gold each.
Bag of holding.
So the Aqua Expurgo is 500 gold for a dose.
Correct.
Now, friends, if we pool our resources together, is there any chance that we can get that glimmering studded leather armor? Because it looks pretty. 5,000.
Wilhelm, we're trying to be practical here. You don't need any shiny armor. You're fine.
Gold
When
has
you-
no use to the dead.
Morph into a monstrosity, your armor will mean nothing.
Thank you. You're. Very well.
Bruce will enjoy feasting on your monstrous flesh.
But, you know, we've come so far, Wrath, and then you say things like that, and I gotta question whether or not we're actually making a kinship here, or if you're just, are you jesting with me, or are you maniacal behind this veneer of pleasantry?
It's a mere fact. I wish to only contain the mutations to your teeth and toenails.
How
I do
much
not
gold
wish-
do you guys have?
That's a great question. I have 730 on my character sheet.
So I have it after the Chungus and Chunger. We found where the gem was. We found $3,000 worth of stuff that added up, and then I have 630.
And I have 823, more or less. Exactly.
Still, some of these items are quite expensive, and I do think I need another potion of Aqua Expurgo. So that's going to cost me 500.
I vote we get 3 more doses of Aqua Expurgo and potentially some more healing. Although, if anyone had any sort of inkling towards the magic items, I can more than happy to donate. But I think at least I want to have. I could give 100 of my own gold towards anything you guys wanted to
We
buy.
could do Aqua Expurgo out of the group,
Ah, true.
and then from there, if we want more magic items.
So 3 Aqua Expurgo, please.
Okay. Yeah, would he accept some gold and findings?
It spends all. He says it spends just as well. And he produces from a bag of holding the potions that you ask for. Good. Well, he's like, to be perfectly honest, I didn't think anyone was going to buy any of these anytime soon. You cleaned me out.
How much was the bag of holding?
500 gold.
Do we think that we could use a bag of holding?
Will it contain delirium?
I mean, it's a great vessel for carrying delirium, I assume. A bag of holding, to me, alludes to the fact that it probably holds items, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to? Yes. Do you want to get it? 500.
I mean, I'm not much of a satchel person. I don't know. But if we want to buy it as a group, Wrath, perhaps you could carry it.
It's worth reminding yourselves as well. The Aqua Expurgo, when you buy it, these aren't potions. They're syringes.
Oh yeah.
So they come out in a leather pouch that they're in a pocket. And the Academy, for those of you that remember when Oscar Yoren made these for Drakenforce, the Academy ones are way slicker. It's this beautiful little glass thing, and as you pull out the book, there's actually a little instruction manual inside that explains, and then there's a little pamphlet that says like warning delirium, and it lists like common exposure to delirium and hazards and what to do, and like it's all very pedestrian advice, but well regarded nonetheless, and and even it lists out the safe disposal of the syringe after it's being used. So they're basically, you can imagine these syringes that are about 8 inches long. The whole thing is about 8 inches long. The needle itself is scarily thick because it's meant to be stabbed into your heart.
I thought I was buying a potion that just came in a neat package.
No, it goes in the heart.
Oh.
It says here, don't feed to animals or keep out of reach of children.
Aqua
Standard.
Expargo has not been tested on children and animals.
Misuse may cause mild death. Certain, but very well.
These are standard warning labels, Wilhelm. Pay them no heed. Just apply it directly into your heart, and we'll be fine.
Very well.
Is there anything else you guys would like to shop for?
You know
My
what?
money. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, if nobody's gonna buy the bag of holding, I don't want to carry the bag of holding, but I will buy it for us.
I was thinking of getting the rod.
I
Oh,
was gonna
hail
say
the
I wanted to
rod.
get a rod. Do you want it or?
I will absolutely take the rod.
You take it then.
And I'm buying you, Wrath, the bag of holding as well.
The immovable rod that is built by the Amethyst Academy is this metallic, this dull gray metallic rod that at either end of it is actually a small delirium shard. And so you actually activate the immovable rod by pushing the delirium shard down, which is encased in glass, down into either side of it to lock it in place. So you take both ends, push the delirium in, and there's kind of this thrum.
Here, you can keep it in your new bag, and I toss you the bag of holding.
And you mentioned
And-
gauntlets, correct?
Yes, gauntlets of
Ooh.
ogre power. They are 1,000 gold, and they will change your strength to 19 when you wear them.
And sorry, how much for the goggles of?
The goggles of night, 500 gold.
Oh, Siri, calm down. Well, I just blew my 500 on a bag of holding for
I'll
Wrath.
buy those for you. I'll buy those.
Do they come in a monocle form? Or do
He
you
cuts
happen to have-
he cuts the
do you
other
happen to
side
have
of
a
it.
glass eye that has the same magic in it? No, I'll just wear the
No,
goggles.
what they're able to do though is you can get goggles that have an eye patch integrated into them, and so we'll say for this purpose that that is that. So they still function. So basically, the way the goggles are designed is that the goggles and the eye patch are one piece, and lifting the goggles up and down again just goes over the eye patch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Wilhelm, do I get to see underneath? Does he take off his eye patch and put on the goggles? Do I get to see underneath the eye patch?
I do, like right there in front of you guys. I take the eye patch off and I put the goggles on. If you hadn't noticed, it's not on me, but Wilhelm has a scar that goes down across his eye, from just like a little bit above to a little bit below. And when he removes the eye, you can see what looks like a sword wound right into his head, right into his skull, right into that eye. There is no eye there. There is nothing there. Just a sword gash.
And as you're taking it off, I say, Wrath, give him some privacy. Give him some privacy. Obviously, he doesn't like to show it off.
Fascinated. What secrets does that hole hold?
So to summarize, you guys have purchased 3 doses of Aqua Expargo.
Yeah.
The bag of holding, the goggles of night, and the immovable rod. That's 3,000 gold spent total.
And
Cha-ching,
I
cha-ching.
want to add one more from the group, and this is like for everybody, which is a potion of superior healing.
Okay.
You guys cool with that?
If you want to hang on to that, Rudy, I actually bought the immovable rod with my own money, and just 2 greater healing potions. So I'll fork over my 700 gold. So if you can take the if you tried to take it out of the group fund, that was I bought it.
Okay.
Cool. Nicely done, y'all.
We rich. Not
We're
anymore.
not anymore, but we're rich with resources.
Still got a little bit of money left. We didn't make it all go dry, you know.
That's for buying you the bag of holding. If I ever need the immovable rod, I hope that I can find
It's for us all. I just thought it looked fancy.
Alrighty, so with your new equipment in tow and all of your various provisions and everything ready to go, you head down to the docks where River has prepared for you to take up a boat of your own. It's up to you all to crew it this time around, but you know, it'll at least it's something. It's a seaworthy small boat that you can take out onto the bay, that you can open the sails easy enough or drive it with the oars. The looking out onto Dransman, the mist that is hung over the bay is still there. That has not gone away, even though otherwise in Dransman it's pretty much a sunny day. It's this strange mist that is still hanging over the bay. The sun is coming.
Hello? Yeah, hi.
Are you good, set up?
Now, when do we want to take this aqua
Yeah. Ja.
It will last for 8 hours.
Ikke som jeg vet om.
Take you a little while to roll out to the lighthouse. If you recall before, you actually
Okay.
took a bit of an overnight trip.
Det som har skjedd i dag er at jeg har festet noen sånne apenibokser. Jeg vet ikke om det er noe lydsensorer eller et eller annet der. Fordi den gikk flere ganger, liksom. Ja, den gikk vel 3, kanskje 4 ganger. Og så løp. Ja, altså, som sagt, du borret bare inn i veggene som var for å feste sånn apeniboks. Men det var i 2. og 3. etasje vi gjorde det, liksom utenfor heisen. Men vi gjorde ikke noe spesielt annet. Det virker jo rart. Ikke på meg akkurat nå. Ja. Nei, fordi det jeg har på den eneste veggen jeg har borret gjennom var liksom det er sånn litt, si 5 centimeter med sånn der brannsetting som jeg er ganske sikker på at jeg ikke traff noen kabler der i hvert fall, men ja. Ja, du tenker på å få ringt Securitas og varsle om at det ikke er noe.
I folded out the rest of the pamphlet. Oh, behind this part. You
No.
gotta really pay attention.
Nei.
Read the side effects first before jamming things into your chest.
I just trust your baffling.
Alarmen? Ja, fy. Å ja, sånn da. Ja, altså, det spørs jo. Det er litt vanskelig å si, fordi hun eller han, en av de folkene som sa der, var et eller annet som hadde løst ut i 2. etasje, men hva det var for noe, det er jeg ikke helt sikker på.
A couple 100 feet from the rocky coves, but a good distance from the cove where you encountered the Duchess.
Siste gangen, det var vel i rundt kanten, tror jeg, hvor vi borret det siste, festet den siste boksen. Eller 1:30.
And then the lighthouse lies on top of it.
Ja.
And although it is called the lighthouse, it doesn't look much like a lighthouse once you
Ja.
get close to it at all. Instead of being a building of glass and
Når det stenger på nav der? Det 5,
having
eller?
any sort of visible torch
Ja, de har
or
kanskje
anything
dratt
that
den,
would
eller
shed
noe.
light, it does kind of have an eerie gloom or
Okay.
glow to it. But the lighthouse is in fact this massive building
Ja.
that almost entirely occupies the crag of the rock that it lies at the top. And rather than being a singular tower,
Ja, nei, det burde ikke... Ja, fordi hun ringte og sa ifra til deg eller noe sånt nå.
appear to be basically several
Okay.
stone
Ja, fordi hvis ikke det kan ha kommet noe mer siden vi var der sist, eller bare sist, så...
extremely tall.
Ja, da burde det jo ikke det. Fordi hadde det vært noe feil på noen kabler og sånn, så ville jeg tro at den hadde sendt ut noen flere advarsler eller et eller annet, vil jeg tro. Ja, det har jeg. Jeg ligger an at så i morgen var planen å få ferdig liksom kun andre og tredje etasje med liksom den som går korridorlyset, for jeg fant ut at det var jo på samme kurs. Så bare flytte om litt i sikringsskapet, og så jeg de var ferdig i kjelleren nå, der må jeg nesten gjøre det samme, så det burde gå ganske fint å bli ferdig med resten i morgen. Og så er det mulig en av nødlysene som vi flyttet over på en annen kurs, det begynte å lyse rødt, eller blinke rødt. Men det var også en som gjorde det på fredag, men når vi kom i dag så lyste den grønt, så det var kanskje noen sånn selvtestgreier som jeg tror det stod at den skulle vare i 12 timer eller et eller annet sånt. Det var litt vanskelig å forstå den bruksanvisningen, men jeg kan ringe Schneider i morgen og dobbeltsjekke eventuelt. Ja, jeg skal bli ferdig i morgen hvis ikke det plutselig dukker opp noe mer. Ja, den er god. Ja, så får bare si fra da, hvis det er noe mer. Ja, ha det.
So 300, 500, 700, with the balcony at 600.
And it's on top of the cliff. We're at the top base of the
Yes,
cliff.
it's on top of 150 foot high cliff.
Climb high up, as I like to.
While I'm looking up these buildings, can I make out, do they have any windows?
There are no windows. There are no windows
Bizarre. I've never seen buildings like this.
There is seaweed and moss that is growing up the side of it, here and there, and it is definitely weathered on the outside. Like parts of the external stonework have borne the ravages of time. But the quality of the stone, it's kind of this light sort of granite, very unlike any locally quarried stone. But somewhat reminiscent of the stone that you've encountered in the other Elven ruins.
And you said there was a glow. Is it the whole building is glowing, or is there a glow coming from somewhere specific?
There's a bit of a the actual little spire, the spike that comes off the center, is you can when you look at it, it actually looks like there's a little bit of crackling lightning around it.
Well, I suppose first order of business is to find a way in. Rule number 27, there's always more than one way in, so...
Yeah, there's a fair amount of damage to the external building, such that over the course of time, looking at it, there's enough handholds that it could be climbed, but that would be a real... It could be climbed, just not easily. Like, you would want to be an experienced climber to do it.
I mean, I climbed a well. I could climb a building, I think.
Yes. But unfortunately, Wrath isn't much of a climber, so we'd have to, be careful for him.
I mean, definitely.
Why? Because I got trapped at the bottom of a well one time?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. No matter, friends, during our downtime, I have consulted with Bruce, and he has shown me his winged ways. Rudy, can you carry Wilhelm?
I mean, carry him and climb?
We will fly. We will soar, and I'm going to cast Fly on as a 4th level spell on Rudy and myself.
Okay.
And and magically.
I'm gonna fireman. Can I fireman hold Wilhelm?
It's important. Or holding him by the legs and dangling him. Either one of those
and
is appropriate.
I toss him over my shoulder and I'm like, here we go!
Okay. Great.
and
That is the scariest piggyback ride ever.
Yeah.
just looking straight down.
Do you trust me?
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, hold out your hand, Rudy.
Do you trust me?
Rudy, honestly, yes, I do.
Oh, good. I was gonna say, living in my barn that whole time, if you don't trust me by now, I don't know if we could ever build that trust, but I'm glad you do.
Rudy, I can assure you I trust more than I've trusted anybody else in the world currently.
Awesome.
You don't have much time, friends. The effects of the spell wear off quickly. Just fly away.
As you take to the sky, and fly up, you can see that even the seagulls don't fly up this high on top of this tower. There's maybe evidence that maybe there were some nests up here, but the winds get quite fast as you get high up here. It's not enough to knock you off your flight. Like, your flight is stable, but the wind whips in your ears, and as you do so, first of all, my first question for you is, from which direction do you want to approach? Because I've assumed that you come from the south, because that's where Dranswind is. So from which direction do you wish to approach the tower? And like, how do you want to fly around? Where do you want to fly to?
You want what are the shortest?
I was thinking, yeah, up and then kind of survey. Although maybe I don't know if anything's here though. That's the only thing. Like, are we aware? Are we going to be try to sneaky and be like, try not to let people know that we're here? If
I mean, we're flying already. We're obvious at this point. If somebody were to look out at the sky around this tower, they would see 2 people, one and another one being carried.
I disguise myself as a
There's no
seagull.
windows. So once they're on the top,
I'm going to point over to the spire and be like, is there a balcony over there?
Yeah, so as I said, this kind of on the top of this dome here, basically it rises up, right? The height of about 300 feet from it already is 500 feet above sea level, basically, right? The dome rises up and collects itself, and at the top of the dome though is this basically this balcony landing that surrounds the spire here, and then there's a walkway that goes, and as you fly up you can actually see that there is there's a niche that is cut into the tower right here, where there is a stone doorway. As you fly up though, you see something peculiar. Each of you can roll me a perception check.
get a 21.
19.
Okay.
13.
Wilhelm, as you fly up, you are the first to see it. See how the tower here and the tower here do not directly, that is a few feet wide. And at that point have been jammed a makeshift ladder created from what looks like to be the planks of ships. So essentially these pieces of wood are set so that they kind of are jammed in between the two towers, and the two pieces of the towers, and then there's rope ladders and clearly the bits of ship's rigging that have made a ladder from the ground all the way up, and then several other boards and planks have been wedged across the roof in a trail leading to here. And as you fly around, you see that in front of the door, and extending out into the and extending out along towards from the door basically to the spire are thick black scorch marks.
Now, this leads me to believe, friends, that this entrance is the one being used by anybody who might be here. Do we look for another entrance? Raph, could you send Bruce to just see if there's a cave around the coast of the island?
Just so that I'm being totally clear, because of the height of the towers, unless you if you don't fly 360 degrees around, like, you guys basically haven't seen what is on the north side at all.
Should we do a little lap around?
Do we have time? How long does the spell go for?
10 minutes.
Yeah, that would be enough time.
Let's do a quick flight around just to make sure we have our bearings and have taken it all in before we choose an entry point.
So, what you can see is that as you scope around the building, another set of these logs had been hammered into the building along the side right here, forming another ladder that goes all the way up to the bridge.
Potentially 2 areas where we can get in.
Rudy.
Any scorch marks on this side?
Flying around, the doors might be open.
Well, I don't know which one's more concerning.
And that's where we're going to take our break. Okay, so I think we'll take our break there because we're running a little bit past that. We're going to be back because Jill is got a new baby and baby needs baby things. We're going to take 20 minutes for on our breaks for the next couple weeks. So we will see you all in 20 minutes. And we are back from our break. We have all had our short rests, noshed down some food, refilled on our sugary drinks, and we're going to play some more D&D. Alrighty. Not sugary drinks in Kelly's case. Okay. So the three of you circle about the tower. As you do, you can all roll me a d6.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
6.
2.
1. I did it. I brought it back.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Okay. So, as you circle around the tower, you hear a small screeching noise. First a small screech, and then a louder one. And quite suddenly, as you scope, flutter and float around, you see on the bridge, all of a sudden, a yelping noise, and see from the distance, a fishy humanoid get flung from the balcony. And in the moments that follow, you see the following things happen. The fishy humanoid is flung from the balcony, and bursting out from one of these alcoves comes a large winged reptilian creature. It has its front limbs are wings, and it is this deep, almost purple black color. It has a long serpentine neck and thick, muscled rear hind legs, and its tail extends out like a long whip and ends in a long barbed delirium shard. For the spines that are going up and down its back are haphazardly pieces of delirium crystals jutting out from it, and several of its teeth are delirium shards. And you can see that around its neck is actually a
Well, I have to refill air in the tires because I got a warning about front right tire. I'm just gonna check them all so the car doesn't complain. The warnings start popping up. Hopefully the machine is working so I can fill up the tires with air. Yeah, it seems to be working.